Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Gaming. And something on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Tian Wei. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up, and let's go. This is a much nicer place than the place we first entered from, but there was not a single sign of life on the people's faces here, but rather a veil of shadow due to their life's hardships, and the demonic calamity's arrival was akin to pouring oil upon the fire. Looking further ahead, the rows of houses looked much neater and newer, but weren't as extravagant as the Zhijiao Central District's housing. I tapped my hand on Chrono's shoulder, whose back leaning on the tree, resting. Startled, his tail began slapping on the ground. What is it? Our client, if I remember, is called Nui Sheng, right? Is he the mayor here? Ah, that I'm unsure. It's been a while since I last saw him. Perhaps he's now promoted into a better position. Perhaps the village head now. Village head? What's that position? The town mayor. NG, in a town of this size, the official position of town mayor is known as the village head. You're welcome to call him the mayor, though. Tom Goes to the Mayor. That was a great show if y'all have ever watched that. He yawned as he talked. Seeing this, it was clear he's real tired today. Also, that show is completely free on YouTube. Someone did like a compilation of every episode and stuffed it into one video. It's like 5.5 hours long. Strange, though. Town center seems more developed. So, why isn't the progress reaching the outer ring of the town, then? Economic development only happened since 1 year back. Just letting the place develop into this state is already a challenge. Elevating the outer zones, perhaps, is a little too hard, even for them. After all, this place has undergone many years of poverty. Problems were built up from the roots of the town, so there must be other deeper reasons behind the underdevelopment as well. Deeper reasons. Glug, glug, glug. Just as I began wondering over the reasons behind this matter, my stomach began orchestrating an indecent cacophony. Ah, I suppose Sally prepared too little for our rations here. Looks like you digested your portion already, as expected from someone of your size. I'm beginning to suspect Sally prepared our food based on her own appetite. I have some medicines in my bag. Would you like some to stave off your hunger, if you like? An evil smile appeared on Chrono's face, giving me shivers and discomfort when I look at his wicked grin. Who eats medicine as actual food? And there's also the possibility of eternal problems happening if one actually eats medicine on an empty stomach. Yeah, come on, it's just some medicine. You won't die from eating it. I will not! I refuse! Fine. No more teasing. But it's almost dinner time anyway. I'll go and buy some simple dinners to fill us up. Shall I tag along with you? Nah, just in case Mosiah comes back before me. If he doesn't see either of us, he's definitely going to chew us up. As soon as he said that, an image of Mosiah with his arms crossed and veins bulging over his forehead while scolding me began floating in my head. Kind of hot, not to be fair. You're right. Easy now. I'm just gonna go buy some pancakes. That won't take too much time. You, on the other hand, don't get yourself kidnapped by some bad guys. Toodles. Fine. I'll stay put on one side here. Waving his hand, Chrono headed straight towards the nearby stall. As I looked at his disappearing figure, I smiled wryly and shook my head. While waiting for the two of them to return, I pulled out my notebook from my waist bag and began recording everything I've seen and heard about on my way here, hoping to use these as materials for my future writings while killing some time. Before I got to writing a new piece of fact, an argument between a male and a female erupted at the roadside. I turned and saw a woman being harassed by a man carrying a sign in his hand while screeching and eyeing, as if he couldn't speak for some reason. Please, let me go! I don't have money on me! Please, let me go! Wah! What the fuck? Is that guy a beggar? But judging from his clothing, he doesn't look that poor either. The man pointed at the sign on his waist, and then again at the woman to signal her attention. Under broad daylight, for a bastard like him to latch himself on an innocent woman, being so persistent and suffocating, I couldn't sit on the sideline any longer at such a shameful display. Greetings. Are you in need of any assistance? I walked forward and gently pushed the man away, standing between them to keep them apart. The man, who was gently pushed away, fell on the ground in a harsh bang before his face became contorted in pain and hurt. Wait, I didn't push him that hard at all! The man flung his sign away and began holding his chest. As if pain had possessed him, he began rolling around, screaming in a miserable state. The fuck? Are you alright? Sorry, I didn't mean to use any strength. Did I hurt you anywhere? I tried to go and lift the man from the ground. Just as I was about to, I noticed the words on the sign he dropped. Hello, I'm a mute with no money to cure my terminal illness, and I can't find a job because of this, so please help me and send forth a kindness to me. I'll forever remember this kindness. Could this be another fraud? Why is it me? What kind of special constitution do I have that attracts these kinds of people? I gently helped him off the ground. The man stood up as he painfully clutched his chest while making an extremely tortured look, staring at me, yearningly, with his dried, wide eyes. With him staring at me like this, I began feeling more nauseous. About that. Sorry, I didn't do it on purpose. Are you hurt? His mouth repeated the screeching sound, as if he was trying to say something. He pointed at the board on the ground, trying to hint to me. What to do? This guy be honest with his terminal illness? If it's real, I don't have the money on me to compensate him. Unexpectedly, this man not only refused to give up, and instead clutched onto my sleeves and began howling again, clearly refusing to let me go. His screeching became more agitated, and his action made me even more hesitant. I'm uncertain of the authenticity of the sign's tale, and wasn't prepared to act against him because of it. But this guy doesn't even look like he doesn't have the money to see a doctor either. Must be a scammer then? Even though I really want to scare him with a punch or two, but punching someone so suddenly on the street without a legitimate reason would be too harsh, perhaps. He began to pull on my sleeves harder, hoping I would reparate him for the damage that I've caused. Even though I'm doing my utmost to control my emotions, this repetitive bothering is only serving to make my anger boil deeper in my veins. Hey, I say! Unhand him. Mosea came back in the middle of this mess, grabbed the man by his wrist, and placed himself between me and him, glaring at him with his menacing, icy blue eyes. Mosea, you're back? I said, unhand him. You're a mute, not a deaf. Or do you not hear me? As he spoke, his grip began to tighten, as the man's expression became more contorted under the pain, followed by the release of his grip from my sleeves. Mosea, take it easy, don't hurt him. He has a fatal illness on him. Hearing my words, the man began nodding frantically. His face, as of now, became contorted in excruciating pain. It's clear that Mosea's strength is quite immense, but I can't imagine why he would react so harshly against a normal civilian. Did you get your IQ drained by him or what? Can't you see this as a clear case of scamming? Oh, terminal illness. Where is it? Shall I take a look on them? Kona began walking over with a pastry in his mouth, enjoying the centuries showdown between us with great interest, as if he's an audience who landed on the VIP seat. Oh, I assume you're the one. How interesting. As a #1 doctor in the G Kingdom, even I can't seem to find a single symptom on you at all. It seems like your sickness is truly a unique one. How would I try curing you? First a full body check, then just a little promise, and then just a little promise you a little, needle puncturing into your soft, tender flesh. Then a little medicine, just a little disgusting, bitter medicine, and voila! Cured. I won't even take money if I fail to cure you. The man panicked and began trying to struggle out of Mosea's grip, but no matter how much he tried, Mosea remained unmoved, making the man even more terrified. Oh yes, how about I sharpen my scalpel for a surgery as well? Don't worry, my skills are impeccable. You won't feel any pain at all. And if actual symptoms do exist beneath your skin, so I could get some very useful clinical information out of this. These two. Let me go! Please let me go! This is all on me. I have no sickness. No sickness at all. Please let me go! Finally, under the combined assault, mentally and physically, by Mosea and Kurlno, the man threw off his disguise and began yelping. Mosea released his hand as the man fell face first due to the inertia, his entire body flopping on the ground. Kurlno smiled and sighed, whereas I jumped back in surprise. I knew it! You're a liar! I'm sorry! All your limbs are intact, yet you refuse to work for your livelihood, and instead attempt to scam people with some terrible acting. Is your brain grown abnormally on your ass, or what? I have a suggestion for you. I can cut your limbs off if you're not using them. Maybe then your beggar and scamming acts might be a little more believable. As if he saw the very incarnation of living hell, the man pulled himself off the ground in a comical and terrified manner, almost tripping in a jumble before finally standing up. With panic and terror on his face, he picked up the sign and ran off to the end of the street. What a shame. The steamed duck has flown off. I was hoping for a new experimental volunteer for my new medicine. The girl nodded and winked at me. Don't look at me. I'm completely, utterly healthy. For some reason, for someone to swindle in broad daylight during the middle of a demon calamity, Liquan's law management is still horribly lax as always. Even though that mute pretender swindler is absolutely despicable in his acts of scamming, why do I feel the two of you are far, far worse? Who's the bad guy in this case? Hosea then turned to look at me. His tone no longer carries his usual chiding tone, but instead showing a gaze of lingering doubt and sympathy. Why do you always run headfirst into these situations? Do you have an innate talent that attracts scammers and swindlers? I'm just disgusted by the guy treating a lady in such a rough way in the middle of the streets. Suddenly, I remembered something and quickly turned to the woman by the side. She still looked somewhat frightened, probably due to everything happening so quickly before her, that she needed some more time to catch up to the present. Sorry, it was because of me that I have dragged you three gentlemen into this mess. Oh, no problem. That kind of person was really in dire need of a lesson long ago. So, how are you doing now? Did that guy do anything to you? Nothing at all. Thank you, gentlemen. If it weren't for your timely interference, perhaps I would not have gotten out of that situation so easily. I have tried many different ways to shake him off, but I still couldn't escape that guy. It's nothing worth mentioning. Ah, yes, I forgot to introduce myself. My family's name is Zhang, and the name's Quinglian. Kinglian, I think. I assume the three of you gentlemen aren't from around here in Liquan, yes? Yes, we are here to handle some business before returning. If so, I would suggest you three gentlemen to find an inn nearby and quickly settle down. Ji Zhao has been quite restless lately, and then there's a demonic calamity happening nearby, so it will be in your best interest to not wander about after sunset. Even though I wanted to tell the lady Quinglian, that we're here to deal with one of the town's problems, namely the demon calamity, but considering several reasonings, I chose not to divulge our true purpose. I'll be careful. Just then I heard the voices of two children in the distance. As I turned my head, I could see two kids, one tall and one short, running here. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon or YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!